Hello, apa khabar? Selamat datang and welcome once again back to Virtually Peranakan Fest, organized by Peranakan Sayang. Once again, I am Baba Alvin and I'll be your host for this 2-day online festival featuring all things Peranakan. This program was created for all Babas and Nyonyas around the world and for those who love the culture to remember, reconnect, realize, rejoice, and reveal more about our Peranakan culture. Please comment and say hello in the comment section, whether you're on Facebook or YouTube. Kita wahi bila Baba Nyonya ada komen atau ada tumpang tanya, you got questions to ask, please feel free to do so. We'll try our level best to answer all your questions, okay? Because there's so many people of you watching. We'd like to thank you so much for joining us on this virtual Peranakan journey and discovery. So thank you, Kamsia, very much, everybody. Now, for this particular session, we are going to Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia to have a lovely time with a lovely Nyonya. She is very smart, she's very beautiful, she is also very capable, and she is a best-selling award-winning writer tau, with plenty of funny and interesting stories to tell. And also, on top of that, she's also a TEDx speaker. Jangan main-main tau. She has written quite a few books to date, and she is also going to tell us a story or two. So everybody duduk kuai-kuai dengar cerita dia lah. So please, everybody, welcome my good friend Nyonya Lee Su Kim. Hello.
Hello. Hi, Alvin.
Hi.
Hi, Peranakan.
Hi, how's everything in Kuala Lumpur?
Nothing much happening. The CMCO is still on, and we're not allowed to travel out of the state. So everything is
semi-lockdown. Wow. And we have like 300 over people watching this session right now, and they are from all around the world. Say hi to all of them.
Hi,
okay.
Everyone. I see someone.
Yeah. So nice to see them,
Thank you.
Yeah.
Really
okay,
nice
before you start your storytelling, maybe I ask you a few questions first to get to know a little bit more. Now, what inspired you to start writing books? Not easy, but what inspired you to really start writing?
I guess I could put it down to 3 reasons. The first could be that I always wanted to be a writer. When you're young, you've got all these ambitions. I want to be a fireman, I want to be a vet. So I told my parents I wanted to be a writer, but of course it wasn't realistic, right? Have to earn money being a writer. Anyway, through the years I've been publishing. I've published articles in journals, letters, in books. I tried my hand at non-fiction. I published Malaysian flavors, as well as language and non and Texas. I also published some non-educational, some educational texts and some resource books. So it's a matter of that progression. Like, why do I go and do fiction? That was one. The other would be I have an insider's perspective, which is very well, it's an advantage because I live in a Babanana family. I live in KL, but I've got links to Penang as well as links to Malacca. And I remember Father used to take us back to Penang and to Malacca, and I've got wonderful memories of all the very interesting characters there. I remember in Penang we had this uncle, and we were told about Bluebeard, this guy who had many concubines and wives, and he died to turn up with the mistresses. So these were all ideas. Also, I had
Mm.
two uncles. They were called Orkao and Pet Cow. And
Mm.
I had a he was called Pegnyati, very, very fair. And she was always strange pantang, like, tak boleh, beside, you cannot put the plate up, you cannot pack it after you've eaten the meal. It's very pantang. And also a very fair nyonya called Versace. And also a relative who used to always say to my mother, "Ayah, home ya lo, come ya lo, kichi," and all that. All these interesting Penang Hokkien expressions. And then
Wow.
on the Malacca, there was all these wonderful memories again of my Malaccan relatives, all the expressions, all the stories. So insider's perspective is very useful. And the third factor would be a passion for the culture, wanting to keep the culture alive. So you can keep the culture
Mm.
alive through so many means, through what you're doing, through recipe books, through collections, through rituals, whatever. So one way of keeping the stories alive, apart, well, different from coffee table books, would be to write the stories, to keep the
Okay.
intangible culture alive through stories. So that's
Right.
one. That's three reasons mainly.
Yeah. So there are a few comments coming through that your audio
Mhm.
isn't that clear. Maybe you can just
Oh,
sit forward a little bit so that they can have a better audio. We do apologize, ladies and gentlemen, because there's different kinds of Wi-Fi speeds and all that happening all over the place. So we'll try our best to give you the best reception and viewing of this whole program. So I think we can get started with the storytelling because, as you know, we have so much in store for you this afternoon at 3 p.m. We'll have another program. So we want to give you the best of times to listen to the stories that Nyonya Lee Su Kim will be sharing with us. So would you like to start and share the story with all of us, Su Kim?
okay. At first, I wasn't quite sure. Is the sound coming out better?
Yeah, we can
Better
hear
now?
you. Yeah, just that maybe you just sit forward a little bit.
Okay, I wasn't quite sure at first what story to read because I've got 35 stories to choose from my trilogy. I thought, why not do something about the tsunami, which I wrote about in Moonlight Bay in Manik Mischiefs? Or why not do something, well, sad? But my friends, my kawans out there, told me in these rather depressing, sad times in lockdown, why not do a funny, happy story? So I'm going to read a
Yeah.
funny, happy story. And
Okay.
I've done it before during my first lockdown session with my friends called Hitam Manis in the Majestic Mayfair Hair Salon. And it's published in my latest book, Kabaya Tales. Okay? And it's
Okay.
inspired by my
Okay.
own experience. My own experience as a well, childhood days and school days. I was always very brown. Took part in competitive swimming. Was captain of the school swimming club, and always got teased because I was so brown. Okay, Hitamanis in the majestic Mayfair hair salon. Rachel gritted her teeth and braced herself as they arrived at the entrance of the majestic Mayfair hair salon. She knew she'd be subjected to it again. The cluckety clucks, the tis of disapproval, the stares of horror from the lady boss and her coterie of living white shampoo girls. There was simply no escape. Her father's nickname for her was Itam Manis, black and sweet. It was her father who taught her to take pride in her coloring, assuring her it was perfectly okay. Although she was Chinese, she didn't have to be fair skinned like the rest of her Chinese schoolmates, he pointed out. After all, she was the 10th generation Nyonya, and the Babas and Nyonyas, as you well know, come in all shade colors, from putih to honey golden to caramel to kopi susu. Mr. Lee, Rachel's father, found that his daughter took like a duck to water at a very young age. She was a natural, fearless even after she toppled into the enormous urn of rainwater in the kitchen courtyard and was fished out just in time. When she reached the teens, he drove her after work to the Weld swimming pool every Tuesday and Thursday, and he hired a coach and got her to train for competitive swimming. With the hours of training in the pool, holidays by the seaside, and a natural dusky complexion, Rachel was always the brownest Chinese girl in her school. This wasn't a problem at all. It only became a problem when she accompanied her mother to the majestic Mayfair hair salon, her mother's favorite hair salon. It was run by a short, attractive woman with bleached blondish hair by the name of Delilah Faustina Pong, a name she gave herself because she hated her real name, Pong Amoy. She spoke excellent Chinese and Mandarin and believed she spoke very good English too. Madame Delilah's outstanding feature was her fair white skin that had never been touched by the sun, by the looks of it. Proud of her snow white complexion, she worked hard to keep it pristine, slathering whitening creams frequently, gazing askance at any mirror available, which wasn't difficult as her entire salon was lined with mirrors. Ma, Rachel grumbled, I can't bear that loud Delilah woman and her patronizing remarks. Do we have to go today? She's bound to say something nasty to me. Rachel's mother tried to rationalize. She's just like that. She's just totally tactless. She doesn't mean to insult you. Everything is either black or white with her. There's no gray area. Rachel complained. Well, in her case, it's definitely only white. Rachel's midwives from back. Hey, so, okay, we move on to Rachel going to the salon. Rachel stepped into the salon, wishing she'd worn long sleeves instead of a sleeveless top. Of all days, why did she wear the yellow halter neck that would show up her tan even more? The majestic Mayfair hair salon didn't quite live up to its majestic name. The overpowering perm chemicals assaulted your senses when you walked in. The floor was littered with unswept hair. Scraggly outworn towels draped over a rickety towel rack under a high-speed ceiling fan. Madame Delilah greeted Rachel's mum sweetly when they arrived, oozing smiles and charm as Mrs. Lee and the daughter walked in. Her PR skills were exceptional, especially when there was money to be made. Acho sana, good morning, Mrs. Lee. I'm at home. Sit down. Anyway, also can. I hear got aircon. I hear got aircon. A Chinese tea, a coffee, Mrs. Lee. Mrs. Lee. Plain water also brought. What you want, I can get for you, no problem. She fussed over Rachel's mum, while Rachel quickly slid onto the nearest available chair and the magazine. Oh, God, Mrs. Lee, your hair so beautiful. Ask me, she exclaimed, touching Mrs. Lee's grey salt and pepper hair gingerly. Then she noticed Rachel sitting in the next chair and shrieked, "Ayah, comel saya pegang haka. Last time you already put chocolate color, but this time you sudah hangus, you sudah bakar. How you say you already burn already? Oh." Rachel's head emerged from the huge glossy magazine with an ugly scowl, then submerged again. "See, Ma," Rachel retorted. "I told you I knew you should comment. What more in tongues?" The other shampoo girls, Alan and Achan, busy at work shampooing the customers' head, counted their disapproval. Mrs. reflection was more sympathetic. "Okay, what? Very healthy looking." Madame Delilah stood stupefied and gawked at Rachel. "Ayah, Mrs. Zina," she admonished Rachel's mother, "why you let your daughter become like that? Die, Lord. Next time, who want to marry her?" This irritated Rachel to no end. She was in the first throes of love with the captain of the Selangor swimming team and water polo team, a super toned, super tan, good swimmer named Julian. When he took off his tracksuit top to reveal his muscled torso, his broad shoulders, and slim hips, the girls in the swimming team went into a tizzy. And he was a strong, powerful swimmer. His front crawl was superbly graceful, his hands slicing the surface of the water in neat, crisp strokes. He also had a personality to match: warm, caring, intelligent, and kind. And Rachel found that her feelings for him were not unrequited. He seemed to like her a lot too, cheering himself forth for her when she competed in the breaststroke event. Rachel slammed the magazine down on the counter, sending combs and curlers flying, and snapped, "Oi, you all know or not, huh? In America, they will pay a fortune to have my tan." Mrs. Lee was relieved to hear her daughter's response. Going on in Madame Delilah was absolutely pointless. Madame Delilah asked skeptically, "Huh? I don't believe you. Talk nonsense. How much? Huh?" Achan chimed in. Boss here, you open a salon there lah." "It's true," someone else said. "In the West, we love to look tan. It means you've got money to fly to the tropics for a holiday. The tan is a status symbol there," said someone who couldn't be recognized as her long hair was strapped down over her face for a coloring job. Miss Liu offered, hairpins in her mouth, trying to help Achan roll the rigidly straight hair in curlers. "I thought it's because of the winter. In winter, everybody turns white and to Rachel's relief, that diverted the topic of conversation from her lack of prospects in the marriage market to the crazy, filthy rich Americans and the mad Guailu who spent all their holidays roasting in the crazy hot sun. And the story moves on to 5 months later. Delilah has given birth to a pair of twins. She hasn't turned up at the salon for some time, and Rachel decides to go into the salon, hoping that Madame Delilah wouldn't be there. However, sure enough, on that day, Madame Delilah decided to turn up at the salon, bringing her twins along for the first time. She gave birth to a pair of twins. She honked loudly from a car parked outside to announce her arrival. Alan grabbed the umbrella and dashed outside, and Delilah sauntered in eventually, dressed in slinky pink, wheeling in a large pram with the twins inside in matching pink. The customers crowded around the pram to look at the twins. They were adorable, dressed in cute pinafores with white caps, white baby gloves, feet in white lace trimmed socks, and the cutest white baby shoes. They smiled and chuckled, looking around in wide eyed wonder at the faces hovering above. cooing, dribbling in baby talk. The two girls, the two twin girls, they alike and resemble their mother, everyone agreed. But there was something odd, very odd indeed. Everyone stared, but no one dared to comment. Nobody said anything until Puan Latifah, wife number two, but without the Datin title, blabbed. Macam mana ni? What happened? How come one kopi susu and one susu, one black, one white? One brown like cafe latte, the other one white like susu. Madam Pong glowed. I don't know. Mrs. Pong tried to help. Never mind, Madam Mandela. At least you won't have any problems trying to figure out which twin is which. Hey, Madam Delilah shouted. Any more smart comments? Think you're all very smart, is it? Think you're all very clever, is it? You can give birth to two or not at one go? Challenged Madam Delilah. She scowled at everyone. After a while, after giving some instructions and checking her accounts, Madam Delilah announced she and the twins were going to leave. After Madam Delilah had driven away, Alan, who had accompanied her out to the car, scurried back into the salon and gleefully announced, now, everybody, our bossy has gone. I tell you all something, okay? I tell you all something, but you all make sure you don't tell, okay? Like this. After the twins were born, big fight, between my bossy and her lopung, the husband. Mr. Pong asked Mrs. Pong, what happened? Why the twins in two colors? One white, one chocolate. What you doing behind my back? Wow, Mrs. Pong really angry. Give him one tight slap and said, "Oh, you cheesy you madman I so busy every day work like a teen tour. You think I got time to have affair? You stupid." Her boss, very fierce, So Mr. Pong, I give up, and went back to his kampong, Kampa, because he found out his 90-year-old father died, so nobody left. So he go back to the old house to do the spring cleaning, and he throw a lot of things. And then Alan paused dramatically. She loved, she just relished the sight of all the customers wrapped in plastic sheets, towels around their necks, in various stages of haircuts, shampoo, washes, and perms, hanging on to her every word. Then what? Then who? Then how? Then Mr. Pong, he got a shock. He found a pile of very old photos, black and white photos, got a scary looking old grandmother in a sarong and a pacu panjang. Some more, this scary grandmother looked just like him, very high forehead. So this Mr. Pong drove all the way to Aloga to ask his auntie, his father's sister, 90 years old, but eyesight still very good. He asked his auntie, "Who is this woman in this photo?" Alan paused again. When Mrs. Tin, head stuck under the steaming machine, emitting voluminous clouds of steam, protested loudly. Fight it lah! Faster, tell lah! Always stopping for what? Alan quickly continued. Okay. Mr. Pong's auntie said, "Huh? You don't know? You don't know this person in the photo? She's your father's grandmother, your great grandmother. Your father never told you? That's the problem. You young people never bother to ask." Mr. Pong asked his auntie, why she dressed like that? No trousers. Old auntie told him, Your great grandmother was a Nyonya from Sumatra. Very rich family in Medan. Very fierce woman, always chewing, spit a sirih and spitting out red color spit. Her name was Putih, but she changed her name to Hitam because she was very dark and she hate white color because she say look like hantu, look like ghost. Alan concluded with an ear-to-ear grin. So funny, huh? She gave a little bow, then returned to her task of scratching the customer's scalp, smothered in foamy bubbles with her long fingernails. Rachel and everyone else were utterly gobsmacked and forgot to clap. After her haircut by Mei Mei, the resident stylist in her boss's absence, Rachel walked out of the majestic Mayfair hair salon, trying hard to smother an onslaught of hysterical giggles. Jun Leong was waiting for her outside. His face lit up when he caught a sight of her. He murmured disarmingly, "Hello, butterscotch babe. Hi, hitam manis." She smiled and took his bronzed, outstretched hand. Together, they walked hand in hand to the well swimming pool for swimming practice. Thank you. That's it.
Wow, very nice. Thank you so much for sharing.
Hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah. Now, just to let you know, there was a little bit of, cheers. Very nice. There was a little bit of audio issues along the way, but we are trying our best to make sure that people can hear your story. So for those of you who did share some comments that you couldn't hear and all that, we do apologize. We're trying the best we can. Also, just to let you know that there was a thunderstorm in Kuala Lumpur just before coming on air. So maybe that was part of the contribution to the poor reception that we had. But most of it was quite okay towards the end. But actually, that is a very good thing because we actually, for those of you who really want to know more about the stories or read more all the stories, you can actually go get the book. Betul taknya?
Yes.
Yeah, so please tell them.
Yeah, they are available online. If you want to order a paperback or hard copy books, you can go to Amazon, the book depository, Amazon.com, GoGuru.com Singapore. And in Malaysia, you can also order through MPH Online and Books Kino Dunia.
Yeah.
And if you want the ebook version, that's GoGuru.com, there's Google Play, there's Kobo, there's Amazon.com, and also you can get them on Apple. So they're available anywhere in the world.
Can you share with us what books are available? All the books?
All the books, Kabaya Tales, which, as you can see, was dedicated to the Kabaya. And after that, the second book in the trilogy is of the Kabaya Mesti Ada Sarong, The Sarong Secrets of Love, Loss, and Longing. And after that, we also have Manik Instinct. And in all the lots of pictures, beautiful pictures of all the wonderful.
Yeah, so many wonderful books are available for all of you.
As well as
yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
English, Manik Instinct, co-authored with Paul.
So I wanted to ask you, do you have anything in the pipeline for all your readers?
I've written non-fiction. I've written fiction, so I thought I'd try something else. I've just completed writing a play. So, completed. So I guess the next stage would be to get it kind of like workshop, and then maybe when the pandemic is finally over, who knows when, to get it staged. That would be fantastic if we can get it staged.
Yeah. We have a nice comment from Jennifer Wong. She said it's well narrated. That's the purpose. Audio not clear will make us want to go and buy the book. But betul lah, yeah, Jennifer. You see? Yeah. So
which part
this is Bits and pieces throughout. I think the Wi-Fi kind of like went too low, so the upload speed was a little bit down. So you won't be able to hear you clearly. But towards the end, it was pretty okay and stable. So there's a little bit of issues with the connectivity and the audio hearing. But hey, it's okay.
Very slow. It does seem very slow.
Yeah. So just to let everybody know that we organize this virtually Peranakan Fest for all of you, because we know that a lot of us are missing all the cultural activities and events that we are also used to, and of course all our community gatherings. So we thought that we do this just for all of you, so that we can all reconnect online for the community, just for all of you. And we have wonderful contributors, speakers, just like our Nyonya Lee Su Kim here, who has kindly spent her time and effort dressing up at home in a kabaya and making sure that everything looks beautiful just for all of you. So we hope you can show some appreciation to her, and of course to the rest of all our presenters who will be coming up very, very shortly as well. So I think that's all the time that we have, Su Kim. So thank you very much on behalf of all of us for sharing your wonderful stories, and I'm sure there's a lot of people who would be getting your books, because I think they will be so intrigued to read more about all your wonderful stories.
Thank you very much for having me on this.
You're most welcome. Our pleasure.
So,
yeah. Thank you, everybody. So this has been our Peranakan Stories session. Do join us at 3 p.m. For the next one. We are going to have Baba Cedric Tan, who will be telling us, doing a presentation on the Wang Kang Festival that just baru habis kat Melaka tau. So you can join us at 3 p.m. Go to the link that will be on the Facebook page, or go to the YouTube to enjoy that very interesting presentation. So we'll see you later. Take care, everybody. Bye.